Actually, I've decided to walk around, and I'm kind of on a diet right now. I'm trying to get rid of some extra belly, and basically, I've decided to go live right now just because I am hungry. And right, I'm gonna walk for like probably 30 minutes or something, and here I am right now, streaming for you guys. So greetings from China, greetings from these lovely neighborhood, and we're gonna walk around. I'm gonna show you something, and we'll try to fight against hunger. All right. So it's about to be lunchtime right now. It's 11:40 now, 11:40 a.m. Again, I know that stabilization does not work when it comes to live streaming, which is why I will do my best. I will try my best to hold this phone right now, this camera, as steady as possible. All right. Alrighty. Anyway, let's explore. There are lots of delivery guys. That's delivery guys, and it's all noiseless, just because is electric. Everything is electric, so that's why there's no noise at all. They banned all motorized vehicles. I mean, like two-wheeled vehicles. So that's why it's still crowdy. Yes, even though it's not right now, because Chinese people are. Well, first off, everybody's at work now. Everybody's working. This is number one. Number two, it's the sun is out and people are not going to walk around. Right. Anyway, but today's Monday, so everybody's at work now. It's lunchtime, and as I said, it's about to be 12, so it's 20 to 12. So everybody will go out for lunch very soon. I'm sorry for this shaky camera, but stabilization doesn't work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work when we go live. I think it would be like, I think why would be a problem to have some sort of a deal in this video broadcasting, but having this delay that would allow having proper stabilization, but it doesn't work. I don't understand why YouTube doesn't do that. This is a new skyscraper, by the way. I think it's third highest building in Shenzhen. The third. So probably there was no connection during this time. Yeah, and these are residential buildings. For example, I think these are 50 plus stories, 50 plus, 60. Probably this one is 60. Right, that's a little bit. No, that is seriously too much. Right. And again, as I said, I am fighting against hunger because I've decided to get rid of my belly, and I need to walk more, even though I'm not wearing proper shoes. Actually, I was wearing the suit. I was wearing a tuxedo, but it's in my bag right now. So, my backpack, I mean. Yeah, so I've decided to change. So now I'm wearing shorts and that's a little bit weird. Yes, my leather shoes together with shorts. I know it's weird, but it's China. Nobody cares. Like literally nobody cares. Why would they, right? Everybody slowly goes out for lunch because it's about lunchtime right now. I really hate that when they honk, right? But right, Hong Kong. Did you know that Hong Kong is sounds different in Chinese, in Mandarin Chinese? It's Xianggang, which means what is that? Pleasant scent, like a scenty bay, like a good scent, flavors, scent bay. That's what Xianggang, what Hong Kong is in Mandarin Chinese, right? Okay, yeah, the camera is shaky, so I suppose nobody's gonna stay here for too long because I just can't cope with that. Sorry, it's still shaky. I think I'm gonna go have lunch at 12. Asia. Do you picture Asia in your mind like that? I guess you do. This is not a city center. It's not. It's, I think, around like 20 minutes by car from the city center. Something like that. But frankly speaking, there is no centralization in Shenzhen. There's no physical center because Shenzhen looks like a long curved line. I like those palm trees. Do you? Okay, and again, I am trying my best. I am trying my best not to shake the camera. Stabilization doesn't work when we go live. I'm sorry. Oh wow, that looks cool. Look at that. That's a really cool skyscraper. Skyscraper. Where are you guys watching me from now? Where are you guys? Tell me, where are you from? Number 18. Jiuguan, that's a restaurant. Jiuguan, hello place. That's right, a bar. So that's the view on this part of the city. And there's another skyscraper coming soon. This area is so quiet. It is incredibly quiet because I suppose it's comparatively new. It's all about tall buildings here. Yeah, something like that. Huakai Dasha. Interesting, every time when there's some tall building, they always call it Dasha. So it's like plaza. All right, Vyacheslav Spitz said hi. Hi, Vyacheslav. Hi. Greetings from Shenzhen, China. I'm just walking. I'm just trying to, have some steps. I need some good numbers today because I'm trying to get rid of my belly. It's a very impressive one. That's very impressive. I have a habit of covering the microphone. Sometimes I do cover microphone because I do not use, and I have an iPhone and I always kind of hold an iPhone with my pinky, basically, right, and I basically try to not to cover the microphone because it's at the bottom. It's positioned right at the bottom of my iPhone, your iPhone, everybody's iPhone, basically. So, and just because I do not use a phone, I don't use the phone with a phone case. And that's why sometimes the sound quality is not that promising. Sorry for shaking because stabilization doesn't work when we go live. A police station. A really small one. You probably have noticed that some cars have a blue number plate, some green number plate. So the green number plates stand for hybrid or plug-in hybrid or electrical vehicles. And the blue ones are regular gasoline cars. Internal combustion engines. Yeah, I'd better stay in the show because it's just so easy to get burned. Oh, wow. Look at that. There are no pictures, but it says 成人用品. That means the stuff for adults. Right, that is something rare that you can not really see in China, and not everybody can go in. See? 成人用品, that's the stuff for adults. США. No, it's not. Вячеслав, это не США, это Shenzhen. Shenzhen, China. Китай, China. The USA, right. People usually see skyscrapers, they think it's USA, but nowadays, come on, people. It's just so easily to get confused. Because all cities now are alike. Skyscrapers, there are skyscrapers everywhere. And they're mostly all rectangular or prison-like, right, or square. And which is why it's hard to say where we actually are, right? Look at that one. I like this forms, these shapes at the top. Jiudian, this is another hotel. Jiudian. You know, originally they, like in Chinese, if you look at these two last hieroglyphs, characters, Jiu means alcohol, and Dian basically some sort of a building, and Jiudian is like a place for it's like a store. Dian is like a store. So Jiudian basically means an alcohol or alcoholic store, and it can literally mean the place sells some alcohol, some booze. But on the other hand, in modern Chinese, Jiudian means hotel, because hotel is, in Chinese mind, was or still is associated with people who drink, stay there have some drink, and maybe even go dirty, right? You know, if you know what I mean here. Beijing building, Beijing Dasha, as I said, see, Dasha, Beijing, and Dasha. Dasha means building or plaza, so it's like Beijing Plaza. And Beijing, by the way, did you know that? First, well, you know the word Beijing, but nobody knows that Beijing, like people who do not speak Chinese, they don't know that Beijing actually means Bei means north and Jing means capital. So Beijing is like north capital. So literally in China, like there's no name for their capital city. So it's just northern capital. Why? Because there are two more capitals. There's another city, the previous capital city of China is called Nanjing. Nan means south. Southern capital, South capital, Nanjing, another big city, and then there's another capital, sort of capital, because it's called Dongjing. Dongjing, Dong means east, eastern capital, and here is a secret or a conspiracy. So Dongjing means Tokyo, and so there's Tokyo, Beijing, and Nanjing. The cities in Chinese, these three cities in Chinese, they have very, very strong bond. You know, they have like very strong connection because they all have the same origin. Yeah, that's the idea. That's an elevator pillar. No, not the pillar. Like a column. Like what is that? Like a pillar, like a elevator case, I suppose. We'd call it. This is another pretty good skyscraper. It's not just rectangular. See, there's some these wings, sort of extra floor. See, the guard did not, this guy did not care, and he got a fine, see? That's his number plate, and 200 yuan fa quan, see? That's 200 yuan fa quan, that's like $20. So, someone's got a fine for improper parking. But this Tesla, no, it's all good. Didn't get anything. Well, probably he parked later. KFC. KFC is so bad here. That's just so bad. KFC and McDonald's, they're just so bad. But Burger King is better than those aforementioned two. These are some old buildings. Look at this architecture. Still these are quite interesting. Architecture-wise, these are still quite interesting buildings, don't you think? Right, for example, the new one, it's comparatively flat, right? Because these, like angulars, well, these two are angular ones, right? So they're more interesting in terms of architecture. That is pretty cool. I like this diverse architecture. It is really diverse architecture. This district is called Luohu, and this district Luohu was the origin. It was the origin of Shenzhen, because originally, well, the whole idea of Shenzhen was to establish a city, a city like a rival city, a rival for or to Hong Kong, because Hong Kong had a huge success in terms of international trade, and they've decided to, like, there was this guy. Wait a second, I forgot. Deng Xiaoping, right? Deng Xiaoping has established the city. He said, like, we're gonna have another trading center, a city, Shenzhen. We're gonna grow it into a monster, and this is something that this is how we're going to oppose Hong Kong, because opposing Hong Kong was incredibly important, because back then Hong Kong was under control by Brits, from the British, right? They were like ex-colony, right? And basically, it worked out. It worked out. So they created another city, Shenzhen, established like 40 years ago, and I think like 43 years ago or something. And basically, it worked out. We can see that, right? We can see that. So Luohu was the first district right next to Hong Kong. So basically, Luohu ends, and then you cross the border with Hong Kong, and you are out of country. You are in Hong Kong. And then basically you go to the end, like to the end of Luohu. Then you, for example, if you go there by metro train, then you get out, you cross the border, and you do all these necessary procedures, right? Passport checks, etc. Then you hop into metro of Hong Kong, and then you keep going. That's what it is. That's how close Hong Kong is to Shenzhen. Someone said hi. Alexei Martinenko said hi. 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 Welcome everybody, welcome. All right, this is something very old. This is really, really old. Look at that. This is incredibly old. Look at this building, right? They demolish, of course, they demolish all these old buildings. Wait a second, let me zoom in. They demolish all these buildings, of course, but they are still here. Of course, they're still here. Oh, there's some slope down. See, the lady's trying to cover her whole body with an umbrella. Chinese ladies are afraid of getting tanned. They don't want to go black. See, this guy doesn't care about the rules. These two. There's a all buses are electric in Shenzhen, all of them. Cars, can you see the cabs here? They're all electric. It's clean, don't you think? You know, China is actually very, very clean. But the whole point here is that it's not that Chinese people are incredibly careful with hygiene. No way. No, this is not about Chinese people, unfortunately. Unfortunately for now, no. I'm sure it will be later, yes, but for now, no. Chinese people do not really care about hygiene. Not all, yes, but again, the majority of people. But the thing is that the service, the cleaners, these, the janitors, right? So all janitors, all this cleaning stuff, well, they work really, really well. All this systematic approach to cleaning is very well organized here, and which is why it's clean. It's not because people really care about clean streets. No, they don't. That's why we see some spots on the ground, because they speed, they threw stuff out, and it's not really good. Yes, it is, but it's just something that we have to deal with here. The government, well, the local, whoever they are, authorities, they have to deal with that by implementing certain cleaning systems. That's why it's clean. But yeah, it's not Japan. No, it's not Japan. Everybody knows Japan for having very good clean streets, right? Incredible attitude towards cleaning process. It's a different approach here. These are, that's two. I think I have covered my microphone again. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, look. Look who's hiding here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Taichou. Taichou, that's pool. I like playing pool. There are many pool bars, pool clubs here. Wow, look at that. This is authenticity. Oh, wow. That's incredible. That is incredible. Holy moly. And there's a noodle restaurant here. Well, not a restaurant, like a small cafeteria. More like a canteen. Some ayi, some auntie cooks some noodles. But this, wow. The whole building looks like a cage, don't you think? Like there's a cage, another cage, and there's another cage. Like there's a cage. "45 people are watching our live stream right now. How are you guys? Where are you guys from? Where are you watching us? Where are you watching me from? We We are walking around Shenzhen City, China, towards another glorious skyscraper called KK Mall. Burger Inn. Hambao. Come on, people, 47 of you guys are now watching me live streaming from Shenzhen, China. Where are you guys from? My fellow Russians from the central part of Russia, from Moscow, they can watch now, but it's 7 a.m. in Moscow, so it's just too early. But still, we have some people here, right? Who lives in Moscow's belt, right? Time zone, right? And others, well, probably the States, for example, because right now it's evening. So I suppose it's you guys. Well, that's a good store. That's a lovely store here. Very cozy. Outlets. Baoli Dasha and Bank of China. Look at this greenery. It consumes the building. See that? It consumed this wall. And it went off up this building. And that one. I love greenery. But, you know, insects, spiders, cockroaches. You know, cockroaches here are gigantic. They're kind of like that size cockroaches. They're giants. Okay, so it's 12:07 right now, and I walked for I think like 30 minutes or something, and yeah, 28 minutes, like 29 minutes already, and I think I deserved my right to eat. I didn't have anything for breakfast today. I decided to go dry, to go clean, and to lose some glycogen from my muscles and burn some fat. Look at that. That's cool. Luohu is a district in Shenzhen with a very architecture. Just again because it's closer, it's the origin of Shenzhen's growth, and that's how it grew out from here. And again, Hong Kong, well, the British, they made some influence here. All right, and I was telling you about this KK Mall, about this building. Okay, great. I have almost arrived. I've almost arrived. Look at these. Again, cages, right? Again. But look, we all know, we all understand very well why they installed those cages. Those Spider-Man that used to crawl up the building. And you understand the rest. I guess. Yeah, if I would say a word in Chinese, she would say 100 words. Just for 16.9 yuan, you get some rice with pork. Mmm. yan lao. 涨价. There's a canteen here. You want to look at it? That's a canteen. I think I could eat here. Right, guys, so yeah, it's been 32 minutes already. I think I'm gonna wrap it up and say goodbye to you. All right, I'm gonna see you in the next one, in the next live stream. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you sometime later. All right, it was really nice not talking to you because you guys don't leave any comments. All right, yeah, that's kind of a challenge when you have to talk to yourself. All right, bye everybody. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.